So welcome everybody. Is everyone I think we have some people coming in. All right. So how many of you in the room today are brands, representing brands? Great, terrific. And how many of you are design professionals? Great, I think it's about 50-50, so this is awesome. So like Rachel said, the great thing about coming to these events is that you get to network and meet one another. So being in this room, I recommend that maybe you take a little time after to introduce each other, because you're each going to be learning a little something today to make and better those relationships that you have with one another. So as Rachel said, my name is Jennifer Smiga. I'm with Ultraviolet Agency. I have a lot of slides in here about us. We're going to probably skip through them because we have 30 minutes in here, and I really want to keep that open to a lot of Q&A. Okay? So we're talking about measuring and improving performance on your influencer marketing efforts. How many of you in this room have actually either partnered with a brand or were a brand and partnered with an influencer? Great, so like a quarter of you, terrific. How many of you tracked that relationship? Like a couple of you, right? Okay, so this will be very helpful, I think, from you. All right, is it? All right. So influencer marketing, like everything else that you do, is no different, right? You meet probably in the fall, and then in the beginning of the year, you start to implement that marketing strategy, you set those goals, the KPIs, you have an idea of the territories you want to work in, the people you want to attract, the sales and growth you want for your company. So this is the same thing. You're just doing that with a partner, a friend who's also an extension of your internal team. This is myself, a little background about myself. I was an art history major from Savannah College of Art and Design, go to SCAD, right here in Savannah, right nearby in Savannah, Georgia. Hey, another SCAD alum. It was a wonderfully creative place, and I'm so thrilled to still continue to be in that creative environment. I was an art history major, jumped into marketing, event development, and nonprofit fundraising, and then from there just went on to discover digital marketing, and I was hooked. It was a wonderful way to storytell and then also to grow your business on this equal playing field called the internet and social media. So if you do this correctly, you will see benefits. It's become more, as we all know, a pay-to-play environment, but there's still lots of room for growth if you do it well, like we just saw in Kyla's presentation about TikTok. And how many of you are on TikTok? Great. All right, good. That's absolutely a platform I recommend you jumping into. We are for our clients as well. Kyla's tips are really helpful, and you can absolutely track that growth and put that to goals, like she said. This is a big digital marketing flywheel. This is an overview of all the work that we offer and do with our clients. It's also a robust marketing plan that you would put together internally. You can do a quarter of the work that's in this campaign, or you can do all of it. It depends on your team, your expertise. You can outsource, you can slowly grow, but this is pretty much all of the things that you would do to really put together a successful marketing campaign. Don't, again, like Kyla said, don't let this overwhelm you. Work can be done in stages, right? You can decide which platforms you want to be on, where you want to report and grow from, and to do that work. Here's a little bit of our design collaborators. There's a few of the people that we do work with. You see Rachel right there. We have Shavonda, Kirsten Grove, Jessica Davis is with us today. We'll be speaking next with Jessica, with Sarah Conley from our team. Eva Mure, who have you not seen? Anybody see Eva Mure? She's Susan Sarandon's daughter. I recommend following her. She is hysterical. Maybe not always meaning to be hysterical, but we were on the ride with her. All right, these are some of our clients. With us today is Nest Hardware, Nest Studio Collection, Instone, Vitrazzo, Island Stone, Polycore, Swenson Granite, Alianza, and Lucy. Now, we've worked with some of these clients on specific projects, and some of them have been with us for many years. Some of our recent client news. So one of the great things about a influencer partnership is you're not specifically partnering for PR, but as we all know, sometimes PR is a wonderful benefit of these projects. You may be doing a project with a partner, and then they are in a magazine. Sometimes your company is mentioned, sometimes it's not. But either way, you have this beautiful feature and opportunity to be in one of these great publications. Today we're going to review, and there's Eva herself with the beautiful countertops that we provided her in her home. Today we're going to review what makes a good influencer, the components of a campaign, a sample campaign, landing pages, reporting tools, and then we're going to leave some time for Q&A. We have about 30 minutes, so I'm going to try to give you some time, and that's why I'm kind of talking quick. I am from New Jersey, but just if you don't hear me, slow me down. And I'm also overcoming probably the COVID cough that I had 4 weeks ago that will last for the next 2 years. Anybody else had that COVID cough? Raise your hand. That's the other poll. Okay. All right. Influencer marketing. Now we're going to get into the meat and potatoes. So there's these tiers, right? We've seen them all. Everybody likes to categorize the humans who do all this work, who create the content, who deliver the reach, the engagement. And there's all, a way to, as some say, at the higher levels, they're going to charge more. It really comes down to audience. Does your brand really, are you going to relate with the audience that they have? Ask the questions. As a brand, you want to know who is your reach? Is it in the regions that you're looking? Is it the types of people that you're trying to attract? Is the person that you're working with, are they authentic? You want to find all those things. There's numbers, and numbers can be great, but if there's not authenticity and there's not true value in those numbers, it's really not going to be as meaningful to your brand. So there are questions that you can ask, asking them where their audience is from, how active are they, how many click onto the website from social. But this is really a general overview of the names people like to give at the different levels of growth. What makes a good partner? So as a brand, you also want to make sure that you're partnering with someone who's authentic. Again, you'll hear me say authentic, being human. This is all really important. Joanna Howley of JoJo-tastic, who we met through Pinterest, she was one of their top Pinterest partners, is now doing really well on TikTok. She has a series of the things we talked about series like number 555 things I hate about this house that I bought. And they're really fun, and it's a great way. She's renovating this home in this series, so it's a great way as a brand to potentially partner with her and be a part of this journey that she's on and her followers are on. And she says she always works with a partnership she takes on as the right fit, because honestly, her readers could smell BS a mile away. And it's not worth it. It's not worth their reputation. It's not worth losing your reputation as a company. It's really important that you are all telling a story that's authentic. How do influencers help your brand? So there's many ways that they can help your brand. You have to determine what's important to you and your team at the moment, what your growth goals are. Are they to build awareness, to showcase projects featuring your products? Maybe there's a certain product that you have that hasn't received the love. You don't have enough assets, imagery, video. You don't have a story behind it. You don't have a project to reveal. That's a really good reason to partner with an influencer. You might want to grow a community that's more engaged, and also build a presence at trade shows, markets, CEU events. Anybody that does CEU events? Right, it's a great opportunity to bring someone in. I've seen really fun, unique, out-of-the-box ideas where you go into an event and then have the influencer can come, the designer, and help everyone create fun mood boards with materials there and samples. And then the other answer that the investors like to know is, how are they going to help me sell, right? And I put that at the bottom because they're not your sales team. They're there to help support you be good at selling, right? So though there's an expectation of sales, it's your job to have a good relationship and partnership that helps them do well so you both can mutually attract those people. How do I qualify an influencer? Really, again, like we said, you can have a large audience, but it's more about the match, right? Is this person a natural fit? Aesthetically, are you a match? Do they post consistently? Are they active? Do they write well, right? Would you be comfortable with having their content featured on your site? And also, do they professionally shoot their projects? Do they engage with their audience? And are they responsive to your communications? So often, that's one of the questions we ask a lot. We have someone on our team, Allison, right here, who specifically communicates often. How is it going? Oh my goodness, this is in China. How many times? Supply chain, right? Has that been like a thing in the last couple of years? So we try to be empathetic and understanding, but also keeping in touch with one another. If you're not getting something, or part of the project in your home is held up because the windows aren't in, but the countertop company that gave you that product is waiting for photos, just always be in touch. It's a two-way street, so it's really important. This is the nitty-gritty, like how you actually make the things that are going to report on the partnership that you're doing. Right. Campaign components. Campaigns for us, when we say campaigns, it's really a group of assets that are going to help you move from the beginning of the relationship to the end of the goal. Now, whether we're working with an influencer like Rachel or Jessica or any of you, we're starting with, okay, what is the story? How is the project moving along? And then what are the things we're going to make? So we create, we call it is a campaign brief. You start a document, it has certain things in it that helps you track the work and create assets. It's really a defined journey for your customer. So if your customer is on a certain platform a lot, it's like where they start here, and then what do they do along the way to get to that end purchase or the end action you want them to take. There's a lot of text on here, bear with me. You will get this, you'll be able to give us your business card or email, we'll be able to send this to you. But the components, they're not, you would have a campaign brief, and in that campaign brief you'd include your goals and target audience, right? How many of you do this in your strategic marketing plans that you already have, like in general? I saw one woman raise her hand, great. So do you do this certain times of the year? Do you do this before a partnership? I'm sorry, there's the one. Yeah.
Yes, and I do it for clients too.
For clients too, right. So it's really important to do this no matter what. So why would you not do this with a partnership that you're gonna invest a lot in as well, right? And they're gonna invest in you. I keep saying you because I know there's a lot of designers in the room, and I wanna kind of have that give and take here. You wanna talk about what's the story, what's the focus. Is it a product? Is it an event? Are you working together at high point to really maximize exposure of your brand? Is it people, education? Is it a CEU? The KPIs, what does success look like to you? Is it 20% growth in sales of a product? Is it this much more engagement? I say engagement because I like to have more engagement over likes because I like to see more of that as a number as a KPI. Assets, for us, we always do an interview on the brands page, and we may do a series of blogs. If it's a project, it could be a transformation, like the how-to, like how the project started and install all the way to the reveal. And then the influencer themselves will also feature the project on their site. So you do it both ways. We're trying to get as much content as we can out of this relationship. For example, with Eva, she actually upped the ante and said, you know what? We had given her marble from a Georgia quarry for her New England home renovation, and it was actually for her kitchen countertops, for her vanities in her bathrooms, it was for her exterior steps in her house, in her driveway. She said, I want to go to the quarry. I want to tell the story of where this material originated. It could be hardware, it could be, I want to know the process behind the design of this hardware, and helping tell that story, because that's what's really important to people now, is knowing where product comes from, how is it made, is it sustainable, and those are all stories you can tell in your partnership. So whether they be landing pages, anybody know what a landing page is? Okay, great, we'll show you a couple of those in a minute. Blogs, emails, workflows, social, all of this is gonna help tell that story that you agreed on. Again, whether it be around an event, a project reveal. Related SEO and tagging, there's many tools online to look up for your SEO. It's so individualized, but it's really a matter of, if you have something very specific, being very niche is important. For us, in some of our products, it was Italian marble is looked up, Carrara marble, so we wanted to really beef up search for American marble, American-made marble, so those are important keywords to us. So if you have a specific material that you're working on that stands out from others, colorful textiles, you're gonna wanna look through and do that keyword research to make sure that's in the content that you're creating on both sides. Promotions, advertising, if you are doing any of that, an example that I show is with This Old House, and we did a whole slew of assets with them. So if there's a partner involved, that they're also involved in the creation of the assets. All right, ebooks, technical guides. There's many things that we all know you can make, but that's just a quick list. And again, these are the assets kind of laid out. Blogs, landing pages, web pages, ebooks, inspiration books. All of these would be created so that you can be able to track the views, the open rates, the click-through rates. You'll be able to give a specific trackable link that you make as a brand to the influencer, and that you personalize it for that influencer. Because as an influencer, if you're sending your followers to a page, you want to make sure it's a page that speaks to them, that they understand, oh, this came from Rachel. Let's pull up some of those landing pages. Can you do that for a second? Thank you. So this is one we partnered with Sarah Gibson. So this is a landing page that we did give Sarah, and Sarah works with a lot of big companies like Lowe's. So we personalized this. So if someone was on, you can hold it there for a second. You could see if someone was on Sarah's Instagram and then clicked here, because she would write her own content and then say, go in the link in my bio for more information. They'd go here, and it wasn't just going to a product page or the website of your brand. That person felt like they were still relating to Sarah Gibson. Like she was still in the picture and I wasn't just thrown off her content. Some quotes, but you can see if you scroll up, we have that call to action right away for the person that really just wants to, we had to find a dealer right away. So the person that's like, oh, I'm just ready to find a dealer, we don't have them waste any more time. So if you scroll down, so there's our find a dealer. And if you scroll down, you can keep scrolling. You can just scroll all the way down through real quick. You can see she was involved in a one-room challenge with this project. So we gave material for her laundry room, that soapstone. And this is a page that we just really dive a little deeper into the product that we gave her and then personalize it for her. All right, and then we could show, and pets. We actually had, of course we had to get her doggies in there because they're just adorable. And so really personalizing it. People know her pets, they know her. They didn't just go to a Polycor page and feel like they were thrown to order a sample with just general product information. If you click to Vitrazo, and then you'll see someone very familiar here. So we scroll down. This is a gorgeous wine room that Rachel created with Vitrazo. And we really, when her followers saw about this project on her page, we wanted them to click onto something that was relevant, that was very her. This beautiful imagery Rachel provided for this client's wine room. So you can keep scrolling. And so you could see, and at the end, I believe it was to her mood boards, and then at the end it was to order a sample. So as you can see, we kept to her personality. You're working with these people for a reason, and you should maintain the personality on your brand page. All right. Thank you. We can go back to the press. I think I have 15 minutes. I could probably talk about this for 2 hours, but we're gonna run through now. So this is, I visualized an example. So what happens to a person, right? They're on the blog goes up on this kitchen reveal that you did with a partner. Maybe you gave cabinetry, maybe you gave hardware, maybe you gave the tile backsplash. They read the blog, then they click, they navigate to the blog post. They have a CTA for more information. They give their information, which, again, the email is the golden ticket. You want that, that's important. They sign up, they convert, you thank them, and the process repeats, right? They get some more information from you, they're nurtured, and eventually, they're reminded enough to buy, whether you email them weekly or monthly. We're all used to weekly emails, right? Right? No, that's about the standard now. Okay, and this is amplification. Again, blowing your mind probably. You're like, I cannot find time for this. But this is your campaign in the center, which are the assets that I talked about, all the things that you make, right, when you're partnering together. And then from this, you have to get it out there, right? Get the engagement, get the conversations moving. So this is just an example of one amplification model, but it could be any which way. Maybe it's just TikTok, right? Maybe you just did TikTok and amplified it there. Case study, quickly. I will run through this because we have, I think, like 10 minutes. I want to get questions from you all. Okay, so much text. Basically, we did this campaign with this old house. We had many submissions. We had an ebook. We had a product brochure. We got new contacts for this client. One contact could mean $500,000. We had engagement from the relationship, and then we also strengthen relationships with the builder and the architect. So when you work with a designer, you also are introduced to their world, right? And depending on how you feel about the brand, you may want them also mentioned and want to give them some love as well. So when they invest in you, they also invest in the people that you work with. This is a little bit about how we would track those analytics. So you could see here from the moment some of the content was started, when it was published, and then how it increased through the partnership. Partnerships are key in bringing traffic to your site. And this is a little example of some of those assets: emails, landing pages, ebooks, social media posts, videos, and yes, lots of videos. Reels, TikToks. We have a lot of clients in the hardscaping industry, and they have a lot. If people say that there's no one on TikTok in construction, oh my goodness, just go on. Those guys all day long are posting TikToks. And on top of that, they have what they call Hardscape Brotherhood, so they have a whole hashtag behind it. So it's really an e-learning platform. It's a fun place to do dances, but Martha Stewart, when I went to Future Home last year, I was like blown away about how she was like, this is where people are gonna learn, and I'm doing this. And really, again, it's such an important platform. We're gonna be emphasizing that with all of our clients. Tools that we use. ROI, rate on investment, right? What to track, how to track it. This is a good kind of gauge for you all. Growth, reach, impressions, engagement, conversions. Conversions could be sign up for an email, a sale, referral traffic, e-commerce, shopping, how to track it with your social analytics, your landing pages. Again, landing page. If any of you are running ads right now and they just click to a page, make a landing page, personalize it for them. You'll see your rate on return climb by 60%. Google Analytics and promo codes. You might give a code specifically to the partner that you're working with, so you can track that specifically. HubSpot, it's a tool we love. It's an all-in-one CRM. There's so many benefits about it. They have just about 1 million classes. They charge you by how many contacts, and they also have a free trial. If you're interested in HubSpot, you can definitely see us. We use it ourselves. But whatever you're using, MailChimp, other CRMs you're using, as long as you're using something to track, we could have a whole hour on that alone. Tailwind, how many use Tailwind? Tailwind. It is the favorite of influencers. We found out about Tailwind from Joanna Halley, and it is really incredible. The analytics that they dive into, the information they give you. We use it for Pinterest, really to get, 25 posts that we're doing pins a day is minimum. You have to have a place to track these things and to be able to schedule the work. It's a great scheduler and it's a great analytics tool. And thank you.